Welcome to the Nomiki Show. I'm Nomiki Konst. We need to get real about this election. There is way too much at stake, and Donald Trump is way too crafty to take anything for granted. Yet I look at the Biden campaign and see more of the same old, bloodless technocrats running a campaign that is missing the crisis in this country. Jim Hightower always said that there are two things in the middle of a road: yellow lines and dead armadillos. He's from Texas. Well, actually, there are three: yellow lines, dead armadillos, and Joe Biden in the middle of the road. But this is where we are. We are worn down. We are bitter. We are worried about our movement and our country's future, which is why progressives have to keep our voices strong and our powder dry. As Sister Linda Sarsour said during our DNC coverage, it's better to have Joe Biden as our nemesis than Donald Trump. Consider January 21st, 2021, the beginning of round two after this last primary. But that is not what's scaring me right now. What is scaring me right now is stuff like this from the Biden campaign. Dorsey, can we roll that Kamala Harris clip?
Tell me about Joe and your relationship with Joe, and what do I need to know? Like, what's the thing about the ice cream? He loves ice cream. Tell me about that.
Well, listen, ice cream is big. Pasta with red sauce, he can go deep on that. He really does like those aviator glasses. He knows he looks good in them. But look, the main thing to know about Joe is that Joe has never lost.
All right. 180,000 Americans are dead. People are losing their jobs and their homes. They can't pay for medical bills from before. And now, of course, due to COVID, it's much worse. We are buried in debt. We are buried in fear. We are buried in crises. Kids can't go to school. And when they do, their parents are scared to death. Trump is trying to flip police abuse on its head to polarize us, to channel that fear of security into fear of each other. And what are you doing, Biden campaign? Seriously, you are talking about ice cream, aviator glasses, and going deep on red sauce? Now, I know a thing or three about politics. I'm not naive. Sure, a bit of humanizing can help. I like ice cream. And when Bill Clinton picked up that saxophone, it was actually authentic. It was something he actually enjoyed. But this is the manufactured, poll-tested drivel that only an elitist technocrat could think of, a very well-paid elitist technocrat consultant. America isn't looking for a friend or a dinner date at an Italian place. America is looking for a leader who can get us out of the ditch that we are in currently. Can we show that American Prospect story that I mentioned yesterday? Stan Greenberg, he is a pollster who's been around for a long time. I told you about this piece that he wrote in the American Prospect. Greenberg talked to white working class voters. They are devastated by the cost of health care. If these white working class Americans are devastated by the cost of healthcare, imagine everyone else, all working people. Folks don't want to hear about Rocky Road and Cherry Garcia. Americans want Medicare for all yesterday. Biden, who in the primaries said he would veto Medicare for all, now, post-COVID, says he is for universal health care. Now, as a progressive, I want to hear what that means. But what is more important to winning this election is that voters all across the country want to hear what that means. They want you to feel their pain as a human, and they want you to explain how you're going to heal their pain. Feel our pain, Joe. Heal our pain, Joe. Greenberg found that 25% of those white working class voters were ready to abandon Trump because he failed to deliver adequate health care, as he had promised. They are part of the workers' coalition that are waiting to be built. But you can't build it with red sauce. You build it with real commitments to solving this crisis. Good paying jobs with benefits and protections like the Green New Deal, free education, and of course, Medicare for all. And instead of focusing on the country's supposed debt, solutions to eliminating debt of individuals like college debt and medical debts, that is Biden's road to victory. We need to get him down that road, even if we have to take him by the hand, prop him up, and walk him there. So here's my pro tip to the technocrats in this Biden campaign. I know you watch this show, even if it's to hate on us and tweet about us. But listen to your old friend Nomiki. Throw out that polling data on likability. Throw it out. This election isn't about that. This election is about healing the country, as Marianne Williamson foresaw. Biden's team likes to remind Americans about the pain that he has faced in the past. But I think that we'd also like him to acknowledge the pain of the moment, and with urgency. Or else, well, we know who's going to get blamed for his loss at the end. And now I'm going to go over a few stories at the top of my feed today. You may have trouble telling the difference between Democrats and Republicans on Capitol Hill most of the time, but not right now. Republicans are peddling a new stimulus proposal that benefits hardly anybody who really needs help. No new supplement for unemployed, whether it's $600 like the first one or less, as Donald Trump proposed. No new $1,200 stimulus. No help for the post office as it handles millions of mail-in ballots. They call it a skinny stimulus. Skinny because millions are going to go hungry. On New York City's Upper West Side, Mayor de Blasio caved to local residents who didn't like an emergency homeless shelter in one of the neighborhood hotels. This will mark the fourth move in this pandemic for some of these people. They were pulled from dormitory-style shelters to protect them from coronavirus. First, they went to Midtown, just a few blocks down, where some of these neighbors objected there. So then they were moved to a hotel called the Lucerne on the upper-class Upper West Side. Now, they are going over to what had been a shelter for women and children on the east side, just across the park. As one critic of all this said, the homeless are not chess pieces. And last, America's so-called war on terror has displaced 37 million people across the globe, according to a paper from Brown University. The Guardian published key excerpts of this paper. It estimates that 800,000 combatants are dead, along with 335,000 civilians from direct war violence. The U.S. has probably spent $6.4 trillion on these conflicts. I'd like to know, how much would Medicare for all cost again? Remind us. Can't pay for it? Ponies? No? Anyone? Okay, we have some great guests today. Barbara Smith is here to show us how to dismantle white supremacy. Now, this is a woman with a plan. She has a Marshall Plan to end white supremacy. Only thing is she doesn't name it for George Marshall. She names it for Fannie Lou Hamer and Ella Baker. We will hear all about the Hamer-Baker plan. And later, we're going to have an interesting panel. We have a never-Trumper on. We found one. Sherry Jacobus is going to join. And I know you guys have all been on the edge of your seats waiting for the return of Rick Unger and his vape. He's going to be back. But in order to keep him and his vape coming back, and to keep our show coming back, remember to smash that like button and subscribe and spread the word. If you are able to go on Patreon, join us at patreon.com/The Nomiki Show for as low as $5 a month. That is what makes this show daily. Remember, we are Tuesdays through Fridays, 3 p.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern, just after the Majority Report. We will be right back with Barbara Smith. Thanks for watching and listening to The Nomiki Show. But remember to click like and subscribe on YouTube, and please share on social media. If you're not already a patron, please join us for as low as $5 a month on patreon.com/The Nomiki Show for early and special content. That investment makes a huge difference. We are not corporate media raking in the dough. It's really you guys that are keeping us going. So please consider being a patron. And to our current patrons, thank you so much. We are incredibly grateful to you. We also now have swag. So check us out on thenomikishow.com to get your mugs, your totes, and your stickers.